this is Waters, and today I've got a League of Legends video for you. Now, I've finally got my new computer, sorted out the recording software, and all the editing software and everything I needed to do before I could actually start recording. So, that's taken a bit longer than I wanted, but I've eventually got it all sorted, and yeah, so here we go. The recording on this isn't the best because I was testing um, some different types of software and seeing what I could get on my new computer. But I really wanted to show you this game because it shows to me why you don't want to ever, just like surrender a game, because this game starts horribly, like really horribly. But we managed to turn it round. So the game itself is it's me playing with a friend and the rest of his friends in a 5v5 normal. So as you're going to see, the skills of the people aren't very good. The bot lane is exactly the same. There's 2 Ashes, 2 Threshers, which usually means that you have to be you have to be better than your opponents. Otherwise, you're going to lose, and you're going to lose hard because they can just snowball much better, and there's not a lot of room to come back. As you can see, I didn't get a leash for my blue buff, but that's okay because Vi's like pretty good in the jungle. She doesn't have sustain, but she's got that percentage damage she does, so she can take down the Elder Lizard and the Ancient Golem really well with that 3rd hit. So nothing special particularly going on at the moment, just clearing the jungle for the first time. As you can see, bots pushed quite a bit. The Kale actually forced casting out the lane right there by going straight under the turret and just chasing him. And so she's now free to hit the turret, so I decided I need to push her back off the turret. The Kale actually ignites me there, which I find quite funny, and my friend who's playing the Kassadin is kind of laughing at me, saying it was something stupid to do, but he's in Bronze 5 and doesn't know what he's doing. So as you can see here, I go for a gank on the Narcissus. Unfortunately, Renekton, for whatever reason, didn't get the stun down on him. I was expecting like a dash, stun, slice kind of thing. But I didn't get the stun down, so I wasn't able to put down as much damage as I wanted. And the reason I prioritized the top lane is because Narcissus is particularly good against the Renekton. So anyway, here we're going for a gank on mid. I don't know why the Caston was trying to kind of sort of gank with me by going from the brush, but whatever, we got the kill. With a movement speed slow, slight knock up from my Q. And so we're now 1 for 1, or I take that back, we are now 1 for 2, because bot lane has given 2 kills to the Ashe, so that's going to become a problem later, but at the moment, it's a problem at the moment really, but it's not that big a problem. It hasn't spiraled out of control just yet. I'm going to give my blue to the Kassadin because obviously the Kassadin needs it, being a mana champion. And since I've got I forget what the stone's called, but the jungling item that goes into all of the other main jungling items. So it's going to give me a bit of the mana regen from that, so I don't particularly need it. And also I don't use a large amount of mana, so I should be fine from that. Here you see we go for a gank on Kale once again, because I want to get the Kassadin fed to hopefully counter this Ashe who's now got 3 kills. So I've come down bot. I've checked there's no wards or anything, but they seem to know I'm there somehow anyway. Here I'm pinging for the Kassadin to just like Q him, hit him with a Q and just poke him away because he's got low health. Instead he actually just goes all in and almost gets the kill, but just but just about gets killed because the kill turns up. So that's kind of unfortunate. Um, but just one of those things where you don't quite see the full picture until it hits. The Renekton is being shoved out of lane by the Nasus here, so I've gone top to cover that, which means that I can't help bottom, which is, I think, going to give another kill somewhere soon. Mid exchanges kills, so that's kind of better for the Kayle than it is for us because we're ahead. So if you're ahead, you never want to go even. You want to go at least 2 for 1 or something. You want to keep your lead. If you're going 1 for 1s, then they're essentially catching up because of how the ratios go. If it's like a percentage of the kills, their 1 kill counts for more than your 1 kill. Anyway, so bot got the bottom turret. I've come in to try and kill the Ashe. I'm pretty much laying into her with everything I've got. I finally hit her with a Q. Their Thresh flashes. IQ, which I believe made our Castin miss his Q, which is kind of unfortunate because if he'd have landed his Q, that would have pretty much secured the kill for us. As you can see, I'm building towards a Trinity Force. We've got a tank top, and I've got tanky masteries on, so I don't really feel I need to build tanky. There I fail a Q over the wall because I did it too quickly. Here I want to go kill the Nasus since the kill's ganked bot. I go in, I hit him, we tower dive the turret because Renekton's got his amazing ult, which just means he can tank everything pretty much. And go for this turret. So slamming away with that. Everyone from the other team's gone middle, so we know that no one's coming for us just yet. And we take the turret, and I back straight away. I'm pretty sure, yeah, here comes the Nasus top. But Renekton's got his slice and dice, so he'll be able to escape that. Ashe is trying to farm bottom because she needs to catch up. I take the lantern in from Thresh. Originally I go in for the Ashe, but because the Thresh stays there to save his AD carry like a good support does, he dies instead of the Ashe, so well played by the Thresh on the other team there, sacrificing himself for the team. Our Thresh, however, just dies. You're gonna see, like, by the end scores, like, it's just horrible. Like, how badly our bot lane does. I'm not sure if Thresh lands that many Qs, if any, so that's kind of slightly annoying. From a Thresh who mainly relies on his Qs and his kind of skill to make him a great champion. The Thresh stays too long here, so I gank him. We did a nice turnaround in the mid as well, where the Renekton was, he'd stayed too long, but he was just about able to escape, and we were able to kill the Nasus and the Kayle. Here I'm forcing the lane as much as I can to get this turret. Kayle turns up, but there's not a lot she can do versus a 4-man turret push with minions, so she has to back off. We go for a dragon, and I smite it here, yep. So no worries about that being stolen. Go from a red buff as my team kind of goes after the Kayle and the rest of their team and just gets caught because bot lane was so badly behind. So that's kind of unfortunate. If I'd have been there, it might have been different, or I might have just died with them, which wouldn't have been good. Either way, we shouldn't have gone in on that. Here, we just shut down an Ashe who's overextended, and I want to push the mid lane. We see the Renekton's fighting the Narcissus again. So head up there to help him. He actually flashes my Q and does a really good job of that, but we've got slows, we've got knockups, got stuns, so there's no way he's getting away even with his ultimate. There I was checking for a ward. Again, my team stays too long and gets punished because of it. I go off for the blue buff here. I think I actually get it. Yeah, I actually get it. I see that Zin is gone slightly too far, but ever so slightly, and his team's able to catch up when I turn around on him. So that's kind of unfortunate. This is just embarrassing by the Ashe. This shows how far behind she is. She uses heal, she uses her ultimate, she uses everything on the Thresh, and the Thresh is just able to kill her. So that's pretty disappointing. Here I catch Kale, who turns around with his ult. That's not gonna save him because I now have 5 kills, 1 death, and 6 assists. So I'm getting fed, and I'm gonna try and carry my team. There I miss a Q awfully. Ashe actually runs away for whatever reason. I think she doesn't want to get killed by the Thresh again, because we all know how embarrassing that is. Well, we don't all know, but we can imagine. Anyway, everyone seems to be huddling bot. I don't want to fight that because I know they're ahead of us. The rest of my team, however, does want to fight it. The Ashe just dies horribly with the crit damage. Ashe dives the turret, takes a few turret hits before Kale's ultimate. I actually focus the Narcissus there because I know I do the percent damage, but my health was too low and the Kale went straight for me. So I died. We did get the Kale. The Thresh, I think, landed a hook and just pulled her under turret or something. So that was good. We're now gonna try again for this Narcissus. Actually, again, I flash over the wall there. Casting hits the wall instead of me, but that's fine because he's got his ultimate, which just means he can catch up as easy as anything. But we see that they're pushing mid, and they've actually got almost every one of our turrets mid, so we need to back. We can't come at them from the side because we're all separated, which does mean they get our turret. I go for a Xin there. We take out the Ashe because she's just got no defensive stats. I miss another Q, which is kind of annoying because of a flash. But we end up, me and Reaction end up killing the rest of their team. I think Ashe is just like AFK for a bit. I see Narcissus is going top and kind of need to kill him because he can just melt turrets with his Q. As you can see here, I slowed this down because if you replay it, I see them, I get slowed, the Thresh throws out his hook, and I do the smallest little Q just to avoid it. Here the Thresh gets hooked, I see the Ashe, so I prioritise her, and I just about get saved by the Renekton because he stuns the Xin. And I go straight in for the Xin here because I know he does the damage. Unfortunately, Kale comes around and gets me from behind, but the Thresh would have probably killed me anyway. So I'm not too worried about that. Here, I don't know why, but they seem to focus the Thresh. They don't even kill him. And that's what happens when you play with people who are either less than level 30 or they're in bronze. They just see a low health and they go for that one. So kind of annoying. I've got 12 kills now, so I've got half my team's kills. I'm just gonna quickly take the red buff, and I mean quickly because I just melts turrets. Here I see a Xin. I'm about to go in for him, but I see the Thresh turn up. I load up a Q, and actually realise we have our own Thresh with us, so it's a 3v2. Go for him. I see the Ashe and the Narcissus. We actually catch the Narcissus and just melt him very quickly. Our Castin dies, but I just ult the Ashe and get his revenge. Unfortunately, we do have super minions, so we can't just push up the middle. But overall, I think that was a 4-for-1, so that was a very, very good exchange for us. I think we're still behind in the kills, but I've got 15 kills. It is a bad idea in general to have one person with the majority of your kills, because it means if they get shut down, essentially the majority of your team's damage, or at least the money from those kills, is kind of gone because they're out of the fight, and so you're kind of at a disadvantage if that ever happens. As you can see here, kill goes too far. I ult her and immediately hit her with an E, which means she can't put down her ultimate. I did miss my Q once again, so that's a good thing about making these videos, from my opinion. It shows me what I need to practice on. I know hitting Qs isn't the biggest thing, but it's the little things that improve your game, and so that's what you've really got to focus on. Here we catch a Thresh. His team's just going to abandon him. I see that Ashe is there, so I actually flash and ult her. But she does get away. I should have gone the other way around this bush because I might have been able to catch her, but it is what it is. We get 3 kills for no deaths, which is really good. And we actually have enough time and tankiness on the Renekton to be able to kill the turret as well, so that's really good. Here I tell Castin to wait because I want to melt the Ashe once again. We actually managed to get the Ashe and the Thresh, so that's really good. There I was going to go for the Narcissus because essentially I can 1v1 and in some cases possibly 2v1 any member of their team. So I was going to go for the Narcissus there, but Kayle showed up and I don't want a Narcissus to be ulted right in front of me because a Narcissus ult with a Kayle ult on top of that, so that's just unpleasant. Here I'm trying to catch the Narcissus and get him. What I don't see is there's actually a Kayle behind us. So we managed to get the Ashe, but the Kayle ults the Narcissus, as I said I didn't want. And you can see how much damage that did. Yeah, so that's kind of a bad thing. And the Narcissus ult with the Kayle ult on top of it just means it's an even harder to kill Narcissus because he's invulnerable for that 2-3 seconds. So I tried to tell the Renekton they're coming for him. He runs late, which is actually an advantage for us because it means we can catch the Ashe. So we melt the Ashe. I melt the Narcissus as well. And it's just a case of chasing the Thresh, who actually does a really good juke right there and jumps over the wall, but we have a Castin and we're all able to jump over the wall essentially. And unfortunately for Kayle, she was in the wrong place at the wrong time, so she gets killed as well. And that means we can get a Baron because they have 4 members dead on the... 4 members? 3 members, I think. No, 4 members. We actually got the Ashe, the Narcissus, the Kayle, and the Thresh. Here I'm about to die and I just somehow get lucky enough to escape over the wall with a Q. And that Ashe ultimate just to miss me as well, so I was very lucky there. Obviously you're not always going to get those. Because I've got the majority of the kills on my team, I've got more than half, I decided to get a GA, which pays off right here because I'm able to kill the Ashe just about. My GA gets popped, so my team just abandons me. They've left me for dead here. I flash over the wall. Again, Thresh is about to Q me. I don't know why our Thresh flashed right then. But I'm able to Q over the wall and survive just because I had the GA and a flash and a different way to jump over the wall. The rest of my team does very well here and mops up, getting 3 kills there, so we've now pulled ahead in the kills. I've still got more than half the kills on my team, but at least my team's starting to pull together and we've actually taken the lead. The Ashe is still 0 and something. Ashe here just stays too long. Their Ashe stays too long, and because I've got so many kills and so much damage, I'm just able to kill her with an ult, a Q, and then 3 hits pretty much. So the Narcissus comes top, but I've already taken the turret. Here, focus the Kale, kill the Thresh as an extra, and then the Narcissus just comes in and gets melted as well. So that means we get an easy inhib because they have 3 members down, and they're actually going to surrender here. So that proves to me that no matter how bad your game is going, like, you're just able to win no matter what. So always keep trying, and as you can see, a bit of show vote in there. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'm gonna come out with more videos like this and hopefully of a better quality, because as I said, the recording software I used for this wasn't the best. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you on the next video.